Okay, so in the last week, we already learned about the first step to pre-process the remote sensing imageries. So the first step is to calibrate the radiometric. So we call it radiometric calibration or radiometric correction. The process is we want to enhance or to create more clear visual of our image because you know that when sun emits an energy, then it will absorb or scattered by atmosphere, and then the object itself in the earth, on the surface of the earth, will absorb or reflect or scatter the energy reflected back to the sky, and the sky before reaching the satellite, it will get also absorbed or scattered or reflected by atmosphere. So there are so many source of error that creates our image become, yeah, like blur or have something like haze or fog, or that makes our image is not clear. So in the last week, we already learned about how we can do the radiometric correction. We have first histogram stretching. We want to stretch the histogram become a normal distributions. The second one is to convert our image from digital number to radians, and then do a flash atmospheric correction. And the last one, we want to convert our image from digital number to radians and radians to reflectance. So there are those steps to correct our image radiometrically. I hope you already done your assignment for last week. Maybe any questions or discussions before we move on into the next materials, I think. Not yet? Or have you already done
I have
your
a question.
assignments? Okay, Ellen?
I have a question.
Yeah.
It says that the pixel values are in multispectral, right? And so I was looking through my pixel values and it has 3 different values. Is that right? If the like the order is an RGB. Is that correct?
The
I
order,
don't
okay.
go on, sorry.
The order of the bands in NV, we can configure or we can select the order, I think.
Oh, so it's the default is not an RGB.
Yes,
Like
actually it's not only RGB because every bands like near infrared, shortwave infrared or SWIR, thermal infrared, and other bands, coastal aerosol, it all have digital number. When we do the conversion from digital number to radians, the number is changed. So maybe we only focus on RGB because we want to enhance the visual, but actually it due to all bands, to all near or SWIR bands. So I think it's all difference from digital number of RGB and then the radians and the reflectance value for all bands, I think.
oh, okay, thank you. Thank you so much. That's very clear.
Okay, I will share screen. This is the second steps after the radiometric correction. The second correction of remote sensing is, I already spoiled to you before in last week, is geometric correction. So the first one is to correct the visual, and the second one is to correct the position or the geometric shape of the image. So there are, besides the visual, there are several source of error that creates the image is not in the right positions. So I will tell you several examples. This is the last week materials about radiometric calibrations. Okay, this is still in the last week calibration. So in the last week, we focus on this one, radiometric correction, and this is the materials for, this is the last week. We want to correct the geometric position of the image. So it ensure that the image is on the right position. Okay. So this is the correction we want, the geometric correction. So you can see the example of this overlay between a shoreline of an area. This is the shoreline, and this is the image. So you can see there is some difference or deviations, distance deviations between the shoreline. This is the ground truth, the true one, the ground truth, and this is the image. You can see there is several distance between them because the image still not yet to geometrically correct. So there are several source of geometric correction. I will show you. This is this is the reason, the source of error of why there is a geometric error of remote sensing satellites. The first one is the systematic distortion because the Earth we know there is rotate on its axis, the camera angle of the satellites in this one, and so on. This makes the image somehow or sometimes becomes not in the correct positions because the Earth is rotating, the satellite also rotating from this position into this position. So both of the objects on Earth and the satellites, both are moving, are rotating. And sometimes the positions that when we capturing or the satellite scanning the surface on Earth, it's sometimes not in the correct positions because both objects between this one is rotating, this one is also rotating through the Earth. Sometimes it's not in the correct positions. So that's why we need to have a geometric corrections. Another source of error is because our Earth is not flat. We are not a flat Earth society, also not donut Earth society. Maybe some of you are hollow Earth society. There are monster first. Our Earth have mountains and also valleys or trends, so it is not flat, not also an ellipsoid, not also an ball, but it have several uh, displacements like terrain, have a mountain, have a valley, have a variations that makes our Earth is in photogrammetry you call it relief displacement. Relief displacement. So when we capturing an object that have a high altitude like a mountain, sometimes it's like it's translate to the sides. So this is the geometric correction, before geometric correction and after geometric corrections to correct the ground truth coordinates of the image. This is several source of error. Maybe I think I will share these materials on semesters after this class. You can see there are several types of error from the orbits because Earth is rotating, and from the sensors on satellite. There's ground errors that I say before. Earth is not flat, have a variations that there those source of error creates something like this one or this one becomes the image is not rectangle but sometimes like scale like this one, and we need to correct geometrically this type of remote sensing imagery. So that's from materials, but I also have another materials from Pak Basit. I think I will share these materials also. This is the technical steps on how we can correct image geometrically. Okay, this is the source of error. The source of error because Earth is rotating and the satellite is moving. So we can see this one. The Earth is rotating to this direction, but the satellite is moving to this direction. So it creates a different how the satellite scanning or capturing the image. This is the raw image and this is the image after the correction. Okay, this is the steps, but uh, in general, to do the geometric corrections, there are two steps to do the geometric corrections. Okay, I will write it. The first one is we call it by georeferencing. The first one is georeferencing. You can see the materials in here, geometric correction. Where is it? Uh, okay, georeferencing. So to do the georeferencing, we need uh, other source of data that are more accurate. So in NV or in general, georeferencing itself also have two methods. First one is image to image. Second one is image to map. So in the first one, let's say we have a very high satellite resolutions like QuickBird or WorldView or Pleiades and so on. So this image is a very high satellite resolutions, maybe above 3 meters, that we can use this image because this have very high resolution. We can use the coordinates of this resolution of these satellites to correct maybe another medium or low satellite resolution such as Landsat or Sentinel. So from the name, you can see that image to image, the image in here is the one we believe the more accurate, the more detailed, such as high resolution imagery. We can use this imagery, the high resolution imagery, to correct the geometric of other satellites, such as medium resolution, such Landsat or Sentinel. So this is the first one. We can use image with higher or more detailed, more accurate representations. The second one is image to map, is where we have a ground truth data. In the practical, we usually use GNSS observation. So we do GNSS observations. We set up or establish GNSS instruments on Earth on several area, something like this one. Oh, no, nothing. So we set several GNSS observations on the image, and then on the image or on the Landsat image, we then click on the exact positions where we set up the GNSS observations, and then click on the pixels. We tell the image that this pixel have coordinates X and Y, something like that. So it's use a GNSS observations to correct Landsat or Sentinel or other RS remote sensing images. So those two are the methods to correct the geometric of image. So the first one, we using another image that maybe have a more or higher accuracy. Second ones, we using the observation, the real world or the ground truth observations. This is the first steps is to collect or to see or find another data sets from our image that maybe it's more accurate from ours. So in this practicum, we will use our Landsat 9, and we will use the second steps, image to map. I already give you several ground control points, both in the coordinates in CSV and also the positions on KML. So this is the real world or the ground truth you observe or measure using a GNSS. So we will use the second step, image to map. But you need to know that there is another method to georeferencing by using another image that may be more have higher resolutions. Usually we using more high resolutions like QuickBird and so on to correct the geometric. So this is the first step. You need to know or you need to find or collect the data source that may be more accurate to do the georeferencing. Second one is we do the process of warping. In this one, the warping process is the process where the image, maybe I will show the picture. This is the process of warping. The process of wrapping is the process to move all of the pixels on the image from the uncorrected image to its corrected positions, something like this one, like wrapping. And there are three types of warping methods you can use in Envy. Maybe I will demo the process later, but this is the second steps of how we can do the geometric corrections. Okay, that's all the materials you need to know. So the first one we need to do the georeferencing, and the second one is to do the warping. In warping process, there are resampling method. Resampling, it have nearest neighbor, bilinear, and bcube. Okay, this is the two steps of how we do the geometric positions. Maybe I will give you a short demo on how we do the geometric positions. I already sent you a link to download an image, a Landsat 9 image last night. So the image is like this one. The format is star. The first step, you need to extract this WinRAR, this RAR file. Use WinRAR or another extractor. This one is the results. You will have at least 20 files. Oh, wait. Oh, maybe I think I will extract it again. Extract. Okay, 24 files. And then after you extract the tar files, open the file that have MTL in the last name, like this one. Ensure that it has text document format. Open it with Notepad or Notepad++. And then in the first line, change Landsat into L1, like this. Okay, from Landsat to L1. Okay, and then I will share the record later, so maybe you just need to see what I do, not following, because I think we not have time. Maybe we will end this Zoom in 10 minutes. Oh. And then change the spacecraft ID from Landsat 9 to Landsat 8. So I changed two things. First one from Landsat to L1, and then from 9 to 8, and then save. Save the file. Control S, and we close. Then just drag and drop the MTL file to your Envy. It will open all bands of the remote sensing imageries. Okay, this is the file. The location is Jogja and Central Java. Okay, the first thing to do the geometric correction, just search in the toolbox geometric corrections. Oh, what? Oh, sorry. We do have, we directly use image to map. Image to map. Ah, this one. Image to map. So in Envy, there are two types of registration, as I said before. This one, registration, image to image and image to map. For this one, you need to at least have two images. The one that you need to revert as the most accurate one, and the second one is the image you need to uh, correct. We use this one, image to map. Click twice, and then choose the RGB band red, green, blue, then click OK. Okay, after you click the registration image to map, you need to define the projections. So in this one, we will use UTM, the datum, click the datum and change it into WGS 84. Click OK. The zone for the Jogja is 49 South, and then click OK. Okay, it will open several windows. The first one is this one, actually. I will make it bigger. So it will open at least 3 windows. It actually used to take a look or zoom in on several parts of the image. So let's see. If I move this cursor from here to here, it will move this one too. Sorry. Yeah, you can see 3 types of windows with, oopsie, this one, this one. Okay. If I move this cursor on the left one, you can see that the image on the middle and also on the left, on the right is also changed, right? Like I move into here, into here, into here. So it actually the image, but it have different zoom level. Okay. So this is far, the far, this is the middle scale, and this is the largest scale of the image. Okay. And the fourth window is this one, ground control point selections. Okay. The step is I already give you the CSV files and also the KML files. The KML files will use to tell you where the position of the ground control points. Okay. I will open the KML file, something like this one. There are 16 ground control points. Like example, this one. Ground control points number 1. The position is in Adi Sucipto Airport. Okay. And then after we know that the ground control point 1 is in here, positions, go back to NV, find the exact same locations in the NV. Oh, this one, I think. So after I move the window to the Adi Sucipto, move this one to through this airport, and then we can see that it also move the smallest one. Okay, I think it's somewhere around, maybe around here, maybe. Okay, after you click on the exact positions, you need to convert, the coordinates, it's still latitude and longitude, into UTM, because as we said before, we use the UTM projections. So you can use any websites that convert anything. I I use latlong.net, just for example, latitude, longitude, 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 convert. Okay, the position is correct in Adi Sucipto. Then copy paste into NV. This one for E, and this one is for Northing. Okay, and then you have select the positions and then input the coordinates both E and North. Click add point. Okay, it will gives a marker on the NV, the image. You can see there is one here, number 1. Okay, do for all 16 ground control points. That's your assignment. Yeah, do for all 16 assignment. Okay, I will only demo for 1 points, but you need to do for all 16 coordinates. Okay, there are 16 coordinates. Do for all of these. And then after you finish all 16 coordinates, click File, and then Save Ground Control Points with Map Coordinates. Choose the positions to save, and I already save it in here. So I will save it again. PCP Map Coordinates. Okay, click OK. Okay. And then after you have finished all 16 ground control points and then save it into PTS file, just close the windows and then click from this one, click warp from GCP, image to map registration. So this one. So the first one is these tools and the second one is these tools. This is the process, as I said before, warping. Warping, this one. Warping. Okay, and then choose the PTS file you have selected before. I choose this one. UTM WJS 84 meters 49. This one is 30 pixels and 30 pixels. Click OK. And then choose the Landsat file that have 7x7 bands. Okay. And then check the projection. It is UTM zone 49. This one is correct. Okay. Okay. Now you can choose the output. Geometric correction. Okay. In wrapping process, there is a resampling. You can choose either between nearest neck bore, bilinear, and cubic convolutions. The second task is to make an analysis. What is the difference between the nearest neck bore, bilinear, and cubic convolutions? So this actually a different approach or different method on how we can do the resamplings. So you need to make three files at least. So the first one is for the nearest neck bore, take geometric correction, nearest neck bore. So for the nearest neck bore, it will take the pixel value from the nearest pixel. The bilinear use 4 pixel asides and cubic convolution use 16 pixels aside. So I think you need to analyze the difference between them, but I think I will take a process in here. So that's all. The first task is to do the georeferencing. You need to collect all 16 ground control points and do the warping process. For the warping, you need to do an analysis of 3 different types of resampling: nearest neck bore, bilinear, and also bicubics. I think that's all. Maybe any questions for the steps?
I have a question.
Okay, Alien.
Because since there are like 16 ground control points, right? And
Mhm.
so my question is that do they have like a particular order? Like back in the photogrammetry course, there was like an order, like a specific order. You have to go like from a one to another ground control points in like in an order. So then we don't mess up the configuration.
Yes, that's great
Is there
questions.
like any order that we could follow, or just we could have just randomly select the ground control points?
Okay, yes, it's a very great questions. I actually forgot something. Yep, there is an order to do the oh, no, there is no order, but I actually remember something that you can choose the first one is like here, and then the second one like here, the third one is like here. So there is no order, I think. But I just remember that Alien. us that the ground control points, it's actually, I actually give you the normal distribution or the correct positions of ground control points. But sometimes maybe in the real world, maybe not all people, not all industry or other consultant is understand on how important this control point. So they only makes maybe only three ground control points or less, and then the distribution is not uniform. Something like just have high density of ground control points like in here, and this one is less. So the ground control points needed to be distributed uniformly. So it need to be distributed along the image, not uh, apa merapat, terkumpul, grouped group into one spot or one position. So it's only grouped in here. No, it's not correct because it need to be distributed uniformly, tersebar merata. But the order is, I think not, there is no order. So you can choose the first one is like here, the second one in here, third one in here. So it's up to you, but you need to ensure that if you do the GNSS observation for ground control point, you need to ensure that the distribution is uniform, merata. The order is related to the management, to the project management. So let's say you have the first ground control point like here. Your home base or your office is in here in Yogyakarta. The first ground control points is in here. If you set the second one is in here, you need to have a very long uh, journey from your home base and then to this one, and then go back to this one and then do the observation for the second one. So it actually related to the efficiency of the work. Jadi lebih kaitannya dengan manajemen waktu. Biasanya commonly if this one the first GCP, the second one maybe it's between this one or this one. This is the order because sekali jalan in one way we will have through this one and then we will go back to the home base, we will pass this ground control points, right? And then we can do this is the first one, and then this is the second one, and this is the third one. So the order of we measure the ground control points is more related to the efficiency of the project management on how or the order on the mana titik yang duluan kita ukur. But it need to be distributed uniformly, like not grouped into this side or this side only, but along all the image. I think, Ellen, that's my answer.
Yeah, thank you so much, Kak. Oh, what about the deadline?
Okay. So this is the difference. You can see, maybe I think zoom in. You can see this is the original image, and this one after the geometric corrections, you can see it's like moving a little bit, even though it's not changed its shape, but it's move a little bit to the left side. Yeah. Okay, and then you can do the analysis, the difference between before and after the geometric correction, either with bilinear or bicubic or nearest neckbone. I think that's all. Maybe any other questions or
Kak,
okay, none.
when the deadline, Kak?
Okay, deadline. Thank you, Adnan, to remind me. Maybe we will make an agreement. How about this is midterm start April 8. How about 20? 20. So this is right after midterm. Your midterm is 8 to 17 and the deadline is 20. How about the 20? Agree?
I'm good with that.
Alien?
I'm good with that. Yeah, sure.
Oke. Gimana, Ran?
Oke Kak, oke. Note.
Oke. Oke. I think that's all. So you need to do the first one, this one, image to map, and then collect all 16 ground control points. And then after you collect all 16, use this one to do the warping process. Use either nearest, bilinear, or bicubic, and then see or analyze the difference between them. Just that. I think this one, this one. Okay, this one. Maybe that's all. It's already 20 past 3. No questions? Or
Kak,
okay.
we want the screen recording Kak.
Okay, I will share it later.
Thank you Kak.
Okay. Okay, I will share the materials and also the share recording like after the class ended. Okay, maybe anything else? Okay, nothing, I think. Okay, maybe that's all. I hope you have a great holiday and we will meet again. Oh, okay, about the midterm. The midterm, uh, don't forget to bring calculator. Calculator, time, 160 minutes. Okay, time 6 minutes. Materials, uh, study case. What you choose for the study case? The case related to for uh for resolutions. FS, radiometrics, study case, image statistic, color composite, what color best for case, how to do it in NV, radiometric, same, geometric, same, how to do it in NV, how to do it in NV. The midterm is closed book. I hope it's clear enough about the midterm. So it actually all what we have done in the 7 weeks before. Yeah, just read your report, weekly flash report. Just read it. I think that's enough to prepare for the midterm. Maybe in your exam, not only describing the steps or the methods. First one do this, and then second one do this, but also gives such as analysis, like why we do this and why to choose the best one like this one. So you give several explanation, not like procedural steps like first click this one and then click this one, not like that, but maybe something more like analysis. I think that's more have a value to your score. I think that's all. Thank you for hearing me out for this afternoon. Hope you have a great holidays when we will meet again in the midterm exams. And that's all. Thank you. I will close this class. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you, Kak.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you, Kak.
Oke.
Have a great day.